What's happening, people? It's your boy, the Boxing Lowdown, and I'm back here with another video now. As always, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Feel free to drop a comment if you like, and I'll happily get back to you. Now, it was confirmed yesterday on the Brian Cluster podcast. It's called The Last Stand, I think it is. Go and check that out if you guys haven't already, man. Very good podcast. He interviews the fighters, and he's able to go in depth and really ask the questions that we want to get answered. So big up to Brian Cluster, man. I've always rated him really, and his podcasts are pretty good. Gervonta Davis was on there yesterday, and we all know that he's got a fight coming up this weekend against Rolly Romero. He was asked a question whether it was true that he will be leaving Mayweather Promotions, and he confirmed that he was. He said that this will be his last fight under Mayweather Promotions, and after that fight, he'll be leaving and doing his own thing. So I'm just going to give my thoughts on it, really, man. I think that this is a good move from Gervonta Davis. It's going to be good to see him, see what he does after this fight. I don't think there's anyone really out there that's picking Rolly Romero to beat Gervonta Davis. So, I'm in favor of this move. But I will say this about Mayweather Promotions, man, and with Gervonta Davis. Although a lot of us have complained and have, kind of been frustrated at the way how fast they've been developed Tank Davis. We know he's got tremendous ability. One thing that I will highlight is that they did help make him a star. We can't ignore that. Gervonta Davis is a star. He's got loads of ability, as we know, but in terms of his stature and his standing, out of all of the American fighters, not fighters based in America, but American fighters, there are not many that are more of a popular ticket seller and more of a popular attraction than Gervonta Davis. So at the end of the day, you have to give Mayweather Promotions credit for that at least. There's a lot we can criticize them for, but in terms of helping him to become the star that he is, you've got to say they've had a say in that. Do you know what I mean? So listen, Gervonta Davis, tremendous talent. That's kind of like, his fights. You see like the sort of stars that come out for it. You see a lot of NBA stars come out and watch his fights. They comment on his fights. They love watching Tank Davis. So, he's a big name in America. And I think, you got to give Mayweather Promotions credit for that. What I will criticize Mayweather Promotions on is just the way how fast they've developed Tank. A lot of us have been very frustrated in terms of some of the fights that he's had. This weekend, Rolly Romero. Is there really that much excitement in the boxing community? Is there really that many people that feel that Rolly Romero will be able to beat Tank? How many of Tank's fights in the past have you looked at and thought, wow, this is really a 50-50, man. I'm not sure how this is going to play out. Now, I know Isaac Cruz, that fight turned out to be a lot closer than expected. But at the time, not many people were really anticipating it. It wasn't a fight that people were calling for. It just turned out to be better than expected. And in fairness, we kind of underrated Isaac Cruz and how good he really was. So maybe that was all our fault really on that. But, this fight here with Rolly Romero, some of the other fights that Tank has taken, they've been good fights like Mario Barros. That was a good fight. But, I mean, when you look at that division, the divisions that Tank is floating around in, because he seems to fluctuate between the divisions now. When you see some of the guys that would love to see him in there with, the Devin Haney's, the Lomachenkos, the Teofimo Lopez's, those guys, we'd love to match Tank up with those guys. But while he was under Mayweather Promotions, you just had no confidence that those fights were going to get made. There was no confidence really, because you'd hear the likes of Leonard Ellaby, Floyd Mayweather say, like, what do they bring to the table? This is not the direction that we're going in. The Lomachenko fight, when Lomachenko was calling out Tank for so long, we'd all wanted to see that. Mayweather Promotions were just not interested in that at all. And that was where the frustration lied, because it's just like, why didn't you want to see this guy? He's got tremendous ability. He's got star power. Put him in there. I think Tank wants. I'm not saying that. I don't think Tank's worried about getting those fights. I'm sure he would have taken them. But the way how it looked from Mayweather Promotions on their end, it just made Tank look bad. It just made him look bad, because it looked like he was ducking Lomachenko. Do you know what I mean? So maybe he's seen that. And like I said, he's been pretty vocal in his frustrations in the past. He's aired out his feelings on Twitter about it. And now it looks like he's finally doing something about it, man. It's the last fight of his deal. He's not renewing his deal. Where does he go after this? That'll be interesting. There are obviously a lot of options. There'll be loads of people that would love to snap Tank up. I know that he's going to be a free agent, but will he still be with the PBC? That's the thing. I mean, Mayweather Promotions, they're kind of like, they officially promote Tank, but, will Tank stay with the PBC? Will he spread? I'm not sure if this extends beyond his network deal or not. Will he be able to spread his wings and go over to the zone maybe if he chose to, or go to Top Rank? I'm not saying that that's necessarily the best options. Maybe the best options will be to stay where he's at in terms of the PBC and maybe just have his own deal with Showtime. Maybe have his own. So maybe set up his own promotional company and fight there. I mean, he could do that. Will be interesting to see what he does, man. I haven't read any articles on this. I've just literally seen the news flash up yesterday. I thought I'd do a video today. So I don't know in depth about, what exactly he's going to do after this fight here of Rolly Romero, or any intentions as to who he's going to sign for. But I know that if there is whoever Tank wants to go with, they'll take him up because, he's undefeated. He's still young. He's got tremendous power. He's marketable. So yeah, he would be someone that you'd love to work with for sure. Maybe Tank might continue to just stay on as a free agent and just, fight where applicable. He might do what Canelo's doing. Do you know what I mean? Have someone front up his fights and then look for the best deal for his next fight and go that route. I don't know. I'm thinking that, these fighters nowadays, man, the whole long-term deals, the long-term contracts, and I think that is going to be a thing of the past soon, where fighters are going to be able to have more control over their career and not get tied into these 4 or 5 year deals. I mean, I know Daniel Dubois has got a 5-year deal with Frank Warren and Queensbury, which is insane to me. But, that was his decision regardless. But I think in general, the whole long-term, deals and everything else like that, where fighters are tied down to a promoter for so long, that's a thing of the past, if not already. So, yeah, maybe Gervonta Davis will look to see what options are the best out there for him. Maybe he might take it on a fight-by-fight basis or what. But all in all, I think that this is a good move from Tank Davis. I'm not going to, completely shit on Mayweather Promotions because they did obviously help make Tank the star that he is. But they were holding him back. If we're being real, they were holding him back on some of the fights that we wanted to see. And, I think that is not a bad idea anyway to kind of spread your wings. It's a short window, your career. Your prime doesn't last for too long. Why should you, be loyal to anyone, man, at this stage? I mean, literally, you just got to see what's best out there for you, make as much money as you can, and get out of the game safe. So if that involves switching allegiances, going to another promoter or seeing what else is out there, then, I'm all for it, man. It's all about the fighter in this situation here. So Mayweather Promotions will carry on, man. They can have their own fighters and continue to build. But Tank, when he comes out of his prime, who's going to be there for him? Do you know what I mean? So listen, I don't think that this is a bad idea at all. I actually think it's a good idea. Tank's been with Mayweather Promotions for a good few years now. He's learned a lot from Floyd. Floyd has his own interests as well, by the way. I mean, you saw he was in action last week in an exhibition fight. I can't say too much about Leonard Ellaby, but I think that Tank should explore his options and see what's out there for him for sure. So let me know your thoughts on it, guys, man. He is in action this weekend against Rolly Romero. One of my boys told me to check out the All Access between him and Rolly Romero. I know Showtime do a great, docu-series on big fights, and they've done one here for this fight. So not a particularly huge fight for me, but Gervonta Davis is a big name. But yeah, I'll check that All Access out and see, maybe I might get more information as to what Tank might choose to do. But in the meantime, let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below, man. Do you agree that this is a good move for Tank, kind of leaving Mayweather Promotions? And where do you think he should go? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video.